Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a bit of a different video, and today, as you can probably tell by the title, we are going to be doing an Italian Grand Prix challenge. This time out, obviously, with it being in Italy and obviously the Tifosi going absolutely mad over Kimi Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel's 1-2 lockout yesterday in qualifying, I decided I would do a last to first, driving as Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari car around the Italian Grand Prix circuit. Just a couple of sort of little things to add to this. Let me know guys down in the comments below whether you'd rather see these videos after qualifying on the Saturday or on the Sunday morning. I decided to do it on the Sunday morning this time because I know usually not many people, sort of upload sort of a couple of hours before the Grand Prix or anything like that. This video as well is also going to be done in cockpit cam. You can just see running through all my assists just there. Obviously we will enable rules and flags as well here. But yeah, something a little bit different. I'm really trying to get used to cockpit cam at the moment for an upcoming series that hopefully I'll sort of be releasing over these next couple of weeks. But yeah, obviously let me know, as I said, whether you'd much rather see these videos on Saturday or Sunday, or maybe even I could potentially think about doing a live stream of them as well, potentially doing a lot longer of a race then. But let's move on then into the Italian Grand Prix.
Welcome to Monza, where the crowd are ready for today's action. And we hope you're ready to see the world's best drivers fighting it out for that #1 spot. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. As the drivers complete their preparations down below us on the grid, one man who's no stranger to the pre-race pressure is Anthony Davidson, who joins me in the commentary box today. Great to have you with us, Ant. I'm sure you can tell us all about what goes through a driver's head before lights out.
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Kimi Räikkönen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Hülkenberg, Sainz, Perez, Ocon and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Alonso, Pierre Gasly and Leclerc, Van Dorn, Hartley, Lance Stroll and Sergei Sorokin. Rixon and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So here we are then on the grid, ready for the Italian Grand Prix. And we are going to try and go for the overcut strategy on the AI, as well as the fact my setup is very much geared towards getting past other cars in the early stages of this race. These first couple of laps are probably going to be quite critical in this race to see how high we can probably get here today. But here we are then on the grid here in Italy, the home of Ferrari. It's 5 lights and it's lights out and away we go. Charlie White wasting no time there to get this race underway. It's been an absolutely abysmal start by myself there. Pretends to be shocked. I still cannot get starts nailed down very consistently. Breaking in towards turn 1 though. Rixson there, sorry, completely just comes across me as we were trying to have a look up the inside there. Means we're not going to be able to make very much progress through the first couple of corners. It's going to be a drag race on the exit of the corner with the Sauber car there. Are they going to be able to hold it up the inside through Curva Grande here? We should be able to. We will have a little bit more top end speed as well there, with the Sauber really actually quite quick down the straight line there. He's going to try and keep the nose up the inside of Lance Stroll there. Really just sort of boxes me out there. Van Dorn actually runs very wide through the corner there. We are then going to be able to move up past those 2 cars. Van Dorn tries to keep it on the outside through the first Lesmo there, but we do now move up into P18 of the Grand Prix. So, a fairly okay start off this. We've kept the front wing intact, especially front cockpit cam, you know, not something I'm particularly used to. You do really sort of struggle to see where the front end of the car is. You know, it's not something too alien to me, but it is certainly, you know, you can't quite carry as much confidence as you can on T-Cam there. But out through Ascari there, actually get that all right for the first lap of the Grand Prix. Usually it's one that really does unsettle this car. You know, the curbs are very aggressive through there on the F1 2018 game. But braking now down through Parabolica then to finish off the end of lap 1 there. Kimi Räikkönen, my teammate, does set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix there. So it's looking like for him, he, you know, really wants to sort of run away with this race victory. You know, I'd love to see him do that later on today in the real-life Grand Prix as well. But Stroll and Sorokin are going to be trying to hassle Hartley in towards one. We're going to try and get it down, parked on the inside of Lance Stroll, though. We do try and make it work around the outside there. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but we do then hook it up right around his outside there. And now up into P17 of this race. We've got Hartley and Sorokin just fighting in front of me. They're going to be side by side as they come now down in towards the second chicane here. We're going to brake a little bit early, sort of coast it in to that corner there. And yeah, it's looking like Sorokin will be able to make that move. Williams obviously looking quite strong yesterday as well, though. And now all over the back of Brendan Hartley here as we come down through in towards Sector 3 here. Toro Rosso, probably not a track that's going to really suit their car. And, well, if my career mode is anything to go by, you know, their car is slipping down the order very quickly there. Braking now down in through Parabolica there. And I'm not too sure what Hartley does here. He sort of just completely bails out going through the final corner there. But we'll move up to P16. We'll take that overtake. Don't think we really did anything wrong there. And then on to the end of lap 3 here. We've got some yellow flags out. We're all over the back of Sorokin, but the VSC has actually been deployed here. Not too sure what that is all about. There are a couple of cars that have, well, dropped back a little bit further behind the rear of the field here. But we're going to try and go for a bit of an interesting strategy here. You know, the top guys haven't been able to make the pit stops. It's looking like no one else is really going to try and gamble it into the pits here. So we're going to gamble on the end of lap 3. Go into a set of these super soft compound tyres. Try to, well, effectively going for an undercut in this Grand Prix, which wasn't really sort of the original plan. But, you know, we'll certainly try to make it work. Capitalise on this VSC. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but obviously we'll just have to wait and see, and we may as well take these gambles in this Grand Prix here. So coming now down towards the end of the pit lane here, you can see Van Dorn and Hartley are now just ahead of us there, but we now will come out back out of the pit lane here. We're going to be sort of a good 10 seconds behind the cars ahead of me here, but hopefully, you know, we still should have been able to capitalise from this. And as we move on to the end of lap 5, these last couple of laps have really just been pushing to the absolute limit here, trying to find, you know, sort of all the grip, all the pace, you know, use this fresh set of tyres here to the absolute fullest. As we come over the start finish line, it's going to be the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1 minute 22.000 there, right on the nose. We are now going to move up into P17. Lewis Hamilton, though, far more importantly, you can just see him there in the Mercedes car, is going to come out right in front of me here, which really is, you know, sort of a very good sign at this stage of the Grand Prix. On towards the end, though, of lap 6. And yeah, coming through Parabolica once more. They're using all of sort of the extra runoff there to come out through that final corner. Very scary, but if you get it right, it can be really rewarding there. You can see now up into the points of this Grand Prix here, now up into P9 of the race. So we will be hopefully obviously scoring points in this Italian Grand Prix, but it's how many points we are going to be able to score here. You know, a last to first is probably not going to be possible here. Kimi Räikkönen is just looking really strong, but out towards the end of lap 7 then, almost losing the back end through that final corner. But we should now move up those last few places, and it will actually be P4 in the Italian Grand Prix there. So that undercut has really worked out quite well for us, you know, able to utilise that virtual safety car. But unfortunately, well, that appeared to be all she wrote towards the end of the Grand Prix. As I said at the start, this setup probably wasn't the best from race pace. It was just designed to overtake other cars there. Lewis sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on the end of lap 11 there. And, well, unfortunately for me, the Mercedes, you know, they were just a bit quicker towards the end of the Grand Prix than myself. And as we come through on towards the end of lap 13 here, you can see Lewis and Valtteri, they're still a good few seconds up the road from myself. Valtteri did have a couple of very small issues towards the end of the Grand Prix. You can just see me absolutely cocking up Ascari there through the final lap of the Grand Prix. But Kimi Räikkönen will come through to take home the race victory there, setting the fastest lap as well. A fantastic job by him. Rumours that he'll be swapped with Charles Leclerc ready for next season. I'm sure he'll want to, you know, he'll be trying to prove himself in these last few rounds of the season there. But out of the final corner, it's last two P4. There's 16 places made. I will certainly take that.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
And now it's time to wind down and celebrate after that fantastic Grand Prix. Here they come, your top three, out onto the podium. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I'm going to go for Sebastian Vettel. People have suggested before that he can't race wheel to wheel, but as he showed today, it's nonsense.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So understandably there, we weren't able to take home driver of the day, but Kimi Räikkönen ahead of the Mercedes, ahead of myself, as Sergio Perez doing very, very well in P5. Ahead of the Renaults there, the Red Bulls really, really did lack pace in that Grand Prix, down in 9th and 10th there. But there we are then, guys. That has been the end of the F1 2018 Italian Grand Prix, last first driving as Sebastian Vettel. If you're new around here, please do hit that like and subscribe. It really does help me out. We're now less than 500 subscribers away from 10,000 on the channel, which would be absolutely phenomenal. I can't thank you guys enough for the support on the channel over the last few weeks. Last month, August, was by far and away, obviously understandably, the best ever month on this channel. But yeah, hopefully, as I said, you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.